361, Corpus Christi, Texas. 361, standing by.
Alright, we're back. I didn't have time to go look at the video, but I am going to look at that video. And you know, would really be cool. So once you make it, we'll come over here and hook it up. And we could just run some tests, you know. We'll put it on the switch, A and B switch, and we'll go from vertical V to the antenna you made, and like we'll get some stations out there. We'll look at the S units on which ones receives better, and we'll make some contacts. I think that'd be a pretty good little experiment.
4, I think that sounds really good, real good experiment. I've been wanting to do an experiment like that lately, but I've been just doing it on my end. But that would be nice to use an antenna switch and use A and B and everything.
Yeah, and actually make contacts since I have a license, and we'll actually make contacts on 40 meters, you know. It has to be like around this time at night. Like right now, I finished getting off of 40 meters because there was no one else here earlier. But, you know, with an antenna switch like that, well, you check it out, you know, and let's see what you actually produce.
Yeah, I'm very curious about trying to figure that out, because I would love to see like how far it can actually get out and what countries it can get out. The farthest I've gotten out on my vertical so far is Canada, and then the most watts I've done it so far, because my amplifier is a 300 watt, it can withstand up to 280 so far.
You finally went and got an amplifier, huh?
Yeah, I've always had the amplifier, but I don't use it too much because I really like to do barefoot. But if I can't get a station, then I would definitely turn it on so I can actually get it.
Yeah, rumors going around the 076076 dot. He might be selling an amplifier.
Yeah, if it's a little bit bigger of an amplifier and it has a good price to it, I would definitely be interested, because the one I have only does tops of 300 watts, and that's only if I whistle into it. Tops just talking, I can get about 240 to 280.
Oh, cool. I got one of those. I lent it to a friend of mine so he could use it. But, yeah, okay. No, I think it's one of them 503 LEs. I don't know, somewhere in that range. So anyway, if he comes on later, you can talk to him about it.
Oh yeah, I think I talked to Todd whenever I first moved to the house. I got him and Marvin, and I had my radio just sitting on a bookcase outside on the patio.
Okay. Yeah, talk about Marvin. Yeah, I went to go visit him today for a little bit, and then I went shopping.
I wish there was like a ham radio outlet over here in town. That would have been real nice.
Just go to Todd's house. He got everything.
That's what everybody tells me. Everybody tells me Todd and Todd's house is actually the ham outlet.
That's it, brother. And that ain't fictional neither.
And I've only met him on the radio. I've never had the pleasure to meet him in person or anything like that. The only person I've met in person is you and I can't remember the other one. Roper. That's it, Roper.
Oh, Roper.
Yeah, Roper was the first one that found me on the island, and then let everybody else know about me.
Okay, I do remember that now. You had to kind of refresh my memory. Quit drinking liquor.
Yeah, I don't know how long ago it was, but one day I got Roper on it, and he asked me what kind of antenna I was talking on, because I was sounding really clear, and I told him I was talking on my homemade dipole that was only like 2.5 feet off the ground, and he didn't believe it, so he said, I'm coming over, I got to see that.
Yeah, I remember when you were out there in the island, and you were talking to all of us and stuff like that. So, I don't know, being away from the water. Well, I don't know, you've already built something different, totally different, right?
Yeah, I'm not on the co-phase anymore, but hopefully here on the next paycheck I'll be able to get the 4-foot co-phase up again. Then that will be, bottom of the antenna should be about 13 feet off the ground, and it's a 4-foot antenna.
Damn, I can't wait till you start learning how to make beams out of aluminum and all that. That'd be pretty damn cool, you know. Like Joe Gun, the family operated antennas and stuff like that. You can start your 361 CC Tex or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the next antenna I've been actually really wanting to make and looking into it is the Yagi like directional or hex beams. I've been always wanting to make one of those.
Hell yeah, shit. You might as well, man. You're young. Shit, let that mind keep it on.
Yeah, I didn't even know I wanted to make a loaded coil or if I could or anything. I went to sleep one night and I had a dream about a vertical antenna, and I woke up in the morning and it bothered me every single day until I actually put it on paper, and then the paper bothered me every day until I actually made it.
Oh man, alright, well, I'm glad to hear all that. Sometimes I do a lot of experimenting on different things, but on different subjects. Here we go with the same bullshit. Fishing, like, I learned there's a lot of things, like the bearings that you put on there, the weight of the spool, do you use the brakes, the internal brakes, or do you not use it? I mean, I get real technical with it, because if I'm gonna cast over 100 yards, I don't need no backlash. And anyway, I'm not saying I never had backlash, because I had a horrible one with 749. But that was a different story.
Yeah, it sounds like you think just like I do. If I'm fishing, I want to have the best on there. I don't want anything wrong with my rod, and I want to learn every little thing about my rod or what to use that's better. And supposedly these bait caster reels are the best ones to go for.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I use bait casters, conventional, the bigger ones.
The only thing I'm scared about the bait casters is I see a lot of videos of people casting out and immediately gets all tangled up on them, and I'm afraid of that. I don't want any tangles if I'm casting out.
Yes, sir. Well, the way I taught my grandson was I told him just to cast, a few feet in front of me, and then reel it back. He just cast. And he kept casting it like that until he wouldn't get no more tangles in it. And so now, in other words, I was educating his thumb, and I was educating him on the brake system it has on the side. And so he kept throwing it, and he kept getting further and further and further and further. So now he's, 11 years old, and he casts about maybe 55 yards.
Damn, that sounds really, really good. So it sounds like your thumb acts kind of like a secondary brake, so it doesn't come out too fast.
Yeah, well, your weight's got to move faster than the revolutions on your spool.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a clutch on a car whenever you're shifting gears. You need the two gears to match so you can actually shift.
Yeah, well, because your weight's going out, and then your spool is turning it. So I mean, you'd be surprised how many thousands of revolutions you put on a spool when you finish for 1 hour.
Okay, that's starting to make a lot of sense now. Bait casters are starting to make a lot of sense to me now. I might actually think about switching now.
Like for instance, anyway, that's how I taught him, and before you know it, and then I taught him about, okay, now let go to break. So now he could actually fish at the same distance without using that brake on the side of the spool. No brakes, just strictly thumb.
Okay, and that whenever you get a bait caster, that's your goal, is to work up to that only thumb, no brake. Okay.
I mean, you use brick. I mean, some people use brick, but it's like, I don't know. If you want your reel to last you 40 years, don't use it. If you only want to use it, you want your only reel to last you 5, 6 years and come buy another one, go ahead and use it.
Okay, and then right after you cast and you're waiting for a bite, you can feel the bite or the pull of the fish with your thumb on the line?
Well, depends on what type of fishing you're doing. So you're doing surf fishing or where you're gonna use the spider weight, the weight, it's gonna sink into the ground or the sand wherever you're fishing at anyway. And you tighten up your line and let the bait just swim everywhere. And once your rod goes down, in other words, you don't have to hold it. You can go sit down and drink a beer and look at it.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I really hate having to babysit the rod. I'll rather cast, set it down, go crack a beer, and just watch.
There you go. Alright. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna go try out some of the ribs that I made.
All right, Tim Ford, nice talking to you, and hope to hear you again on the radio.
Likewise. Talk to you later.